Born in Portland but raised in McMinnville, Melissa Bogh was a fun-loving, active child who loved competition. At the age of 8, she joined her first team, the McMinnville Swim Club, which was a year-round commitment that she kept through the 7th grade. By the time Bogh entered MHS as a freshman in 1989, she only had 1 year of organized volleyball, basketball, and track under her belt. No one would ever have been able to tell, as all 3 sports looked to come naturally to her while she was a standout player on both the freshman volleyball and basketball teams. That spring, Melissa earned her first varsity letter as she quickly became one of the track team's best jumpers. Over the next 4 years, she competed in the 400-meter relay, long jump, triple jump, and most notably, the high jump. Bogh jumped a personal best 5 feet 2 inches as a senior, which was an increase of over 4 inches from her freshman year, despite developing a stress fracture in her foot halfway through her final season. Her mark of 5'2" is still the school's 7th best all-time height in the high jump. Her tremendous jumping ability and overall athleticism allowed Melissa to earn a starting spot on the varsity volleyball team as a sophomore. She quickly excelled at each position, while winning the team's Most Valuable Player award in her junior and senior seasons, as well as receiving an all-league third-team selection. The Grizzlies were a tight-knit, fun-loving team that took on the personality of their leader, while staying competitive in a very strong Metro League all 3 years. However, it was in basketball where Bogh faced her steepest challenge. As an undersized post player, the 5'7" power forward worked tirelessly on her game in order to outskill her larger opponents. Drop steps, spin moves, up and unders, pump fakes, step throughs, and fadeaways, mixed with a lethal first step, allowed Melissa to use her footwork and quickness to outthink her opponents. By the end of her sophomore season, she had put a stranglehold on her starting spot and was awarded as the team's most improved player, while the Bears finished 3rd in league with a 17-6 overall record.
A lot of people put obstacles in front of themselves in their mind, and Melissa didn't do that. There wasn't a challenge that she wasn't willing to take on, and there wasn't anybody that was too tough for her to guard. She just had a mindset that she could take anybody.
In her junior season, with sophomore point guard and MHS Hall of Famer Lisa Mason directing the team's offense, fans were treated to one of the best tandems in the history of Grizzlies girls basketball. Macy to Bogh was a connection that the rest of the league was going to have to get used to.
She was easy to assist, I would say. She had hands like you wouldn't believe. Could just catch any ball I sent her way. So she made me look good.
Melissa did more than just hold up her end of the bargain, as she broke the all-time school record for offensive and defensive rebounds in a season while scoring 332 points, which is still 8th most in school history for a single season. Her stellar play earned her an all-league second-team selection in the team's MVP award as the Bears finished with another winning season.
She could jump. She just had natural jumping ability, and she had to. I mean, at 5'7" in the post position against a lot of 6-footers, she had to, and she out-rebounded them. Check out her calves sometimes. Seriously, there's only one other teammate I've played with who could jump like Melissa, so white girls can jump.
Still smaller in stature as a senior, Melissa played larger than the biggest expectations as she once again broke her single-season rebounding record with 248, which is still the school's best mark. Bogh also turned up her defense as she stole the ball 96 times in 22 games, which is over 4 times per game and is still MAC High's best single-season record. She scored over 16 points per game, which is currently 6th best all-time for a single season, while locking up another all-league second-team selection and team MVP honors as the Grizzlies finished the season with a 15-7 record. Bogh finished her MAC High career as the school's all-time leader in total rebounds with 586, which is over 50 more than second place. She still remains 4th on the all-time list in career steals with almost 200, and 3rd in total points, scoring exactly 800.
She's a great leader, and she leads mostly by example. She works tremendously hard, and I was always blessed that my best players worked the hardest, and she was a true example of that.
Melissa was always a hard worker. That's what I remember more than anything. Always a hard worker, always very positive. You know, somebody who I looked up to, and who made my job easier as a point guard. And she was just easy to play with.
You know, I was blessed we had her and Lisa playing together, and I think Melissa's senior year, they were 1-2 in scoring in the Metro League, and did a phenomenal job together.
She just had, like I said, that natural hand-eye coordination and anticipation skills that you don't see very often. And so just that raw talent, I mean, that led to an even better college career.
Aside from her athletic achievements, Melissa was being recognized for her exceptional academics as she was honored with the Triple Letter Award, as a Distinguished Scholar Athlete by the U.S. Marine Corps and U.S. Army, the United States Presidential Fitness Award from Bill Clinton, and of course, Mac High's Margaret Kopf Outstanding Female Athlete of the Year Award. After graduating from MHS in June of 1993, Melissa was all set to enroll at Oregon State University. However, the Beaver basketball coaches had serious doubts whether or not she could compete at the college level due to her size. But Bogh wasn't ready to give up on athletics, so she accepted the only scholarship that was offered, to play basketball at Southern Oregon University. With her first 2 years paid, Melissa made the move to Ashland to study nursing while competing on the court. It proved to be an excellent decision, as she stepped right into the team's starting power forward position as a freshman. Bogh averaged 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals per game, while ranking on the Cascade Conference's top 10 list in 5 different categories. She was the only freshman to be named on the All-Conference first team while helping the Raiders to a winning season. Melissa intently polished her skills during the offseason, and her confidence exploded in her sophomore year when scoring a career-high 47 points in a victory over Pacific, which is still SOU's second highest single-game scoring output. She won the NAIA National Player of the Week award for the first time in school history, while increasing all of her season averages to 18 points, 7 rebounds, and over 2 steals. After leading the Raiders to a 19-11 season, Bogh was selected onto the All-Conference first team as well as the NAIA All-American second team for her breakthrough season.
I thought Melissa was awesome. She was shorter than I was, but she was a post and I was a guard. And she was super strong, super selfless, I guess, not selfish at all. When I picture her like catching the ball, turning, and then just like going by her opponent, just like one dribble to the basket.
She followed suit as a junior, setting career highs in assists, steals, and rebounds with 15, while leading SOU to another winning season. The bigger the possession, the better Bogh played, as she again earned All-Conference first team and All-American second team selections, along with being chosen onto the All-American Academic District team.
Melissa was definitely the star type of player, and probably the focal point, but also the first person to push the spotlight off of herself and onto her teammates. And I think that our team worked really well together, and so if there's a shot to be taken at the end of the game, it was probably going to be Melissa that takes that shot. But at the same time, Melissa was also making the passes and the assists to a lot of other people on our team to be scoring. And so I felt like we were very balanced, yet Melissa was still, the highest level player on the team.
Early into her senior year, Melissa made school history by breaking the Raiders' all-time career scoring record, and she is still Southern's all-time leading scorer with 1,865 points, nearly 500 better than second place. But that was only the beginning of Bogh's best season yet. She repeated on the All-Conference first team and All-American Academic District team, while also making the All-American first team, cementing her status as one of the best players in the country. The Raiders recognized her as the team's MVP. The league chose her as the conference's MVP. The Cascade region selected her as the NAIA District Athlete of the Year, and the country honored her as the National Collegiate Sportswoman of the Year. For the 4th straight year, Melissa led the Raiders to a winning season and into the NAIA National Tournament. SOU would advance all the way to the Final Four before coming up 2 points shy of the national championship game, ending a magical season and the best career in the history of Southern Oregon women's basketball. When it was all said and done, Bogh owned the #1 spot on SOU's all-time list in 7 different categories and ranked close to the top in countless others.
And I think she has determination.
Yeah.
And I really think Melissa is probably the one person that I know who, when she puts her mind to doing something, she does it. It doesn't matter what it is, it could be making the game-winning basket, it's going back and becoming a nurse practitioner, it's being a great mom, it's just anything she puts her mind to, she's great at, and she makes happen. And I think a lot of that comes from her family, and she just has a really good family background. Her parents, her brother, her sister, all of her relatives have just been really supportive, and I feel like that's kind of given her the drive of who she is, and she really has the confidence and knows that whatever she puts her mind to, she can do.
Since achieving a master's degree in nursing from the University of Portland in 2004, Melissa has lived and practiced medicine in McMinnville as a family nurse practitioner. She remains involved in athletics by coaching youth sports today. SOU recognized her unparalleled basketball career in 2008 when they inducted her into their Athletic Hall of Fame. Tonight, MHS recognizes Melissa Bogh as a player and person who has achieved greatness.